Oh, yay! It's a good crew of people. Thanks for joining us. Hi. It's so funny when you're on Instagram Live and then you see all these other people that are like celebrities doing Instagram Lives. And I'm like, oh, we got to compete with all these folks. But thanks for coming and joining for our first virtual story time with the wonderful folks at Texas Book Festival. Since we're a little bit behind, I'm going to go ahead and start. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Allison Watkins, and I'm a team member at Austin Parks Foundation, and I'm so excited to be joining you and all of your families, and hopefully the kiddos are on and here for story time. This is a program that the Austin Parks Foundation does with our Little Hummingbird Society. So if you're not familiar with Little Hummingbird Society, it's an awesome program that we have that's a way to engage kids in their communities and caring about their communities, and also knowing about the importance of parks. So we engage them in volunteer activities, and normally under different circumstances, we have an amazing bilingual story time with our friends at Texas Book Festival out in the parks. At various parks in the city, we've held these, and it's been a huge success and something we just love doing. And so we're so excited that our friends at Texas Book Festival allowed us to join in on virtual story times that they've been doing and to do this jointly together. So thank you guys for joining us and for testing this out. This is our first time doing it, so if there's any little hiccups, we apologize, but we should be able to hopefully power through. And our special reader for today, we are so excited, is James Luna, and he's going to be joining us in just a second. And the story, if you have any questions for him during the story, he's going to read a wonderful book that he wrote in both Spanish and English, and feel free to comment at all at any time, and I'm going to try and take notes, and then we're going to ask those questions of him once he's done reading the story. Again, and if you have any questions as well for Texas Book Festival or for Austin Parks Foundation, you can put those in as well. But we're just so glad to see so many faces and that you guys are joining for story time. So I think we have a few minutes before James joins us, but I did want to mention that he is the author of several bilingual children's books, including the books he'll be reading today, which is called The Place Where You Live, or El Lugar Donde Vives. And we're so excited that he's going to be reading it in both Spanish and English. And he's one of Texas Book Festival's Reading Rock Stars and is joining us all the way from California, which is super exciting. So we'll hear a little bit about his experience right now during this interesting time, and we'll hear a few words from him about his work as an author and a children's book author, and why he writes the stories he does, and and then we'll get to hear from him in this story, which is awesome. So let's see. I think. Well, some people are asking to be in my live video that are not James, so I should say no, I think. So I'm just waiting till I see him, and then as soon as we do, we'll add him to it. This is our first time not doing a live video, but doing a joint live video with another partner, which should be super exciting. I'm sure, as you guys know, we're all adapting to this new world and this new work style, but we're super excited to be able to do this and to bring this to you. So let's see. I'm going to try and see if James has joined, and then we'll plug him in. If you guys haven't already, you can get your very own copy of The Place Where You Live, probably at a bookstore. If you're here in Austin, you know that places like Book People are doing online shops, and you can go and you can have curbside pickup. And so a local bookstore that would have this, and then also our the go-to Amazon also has his books, which are great. And so you can go online and get your very own copy when you fall in love with this story and like it so much. So hopefully you can get your very own. It's a bright, colorful book about the importance of our neighborhoods and all the great things that are in our neighborhoods. So if anybody has any comments, feel free to share them in the comment section, as I mentioned, and we're going to try and get to those. Just one more plug again for Austin Parks Foundation's Little Hummingbird Society. On top of story time, like we're doing now, we also have great programs that we Okay, hold on. I think we're gonna join here. I think James is here, but again, Little Hummingbird Society. You can go to our website at Austin Parks Foundation or austinparks.org. Excuse me, austinparks.org, and we have great content. There's downloadable activity books, printable pages of coloring books, and great things that you can get to share in your homes and activities for kids and little ones. All about our parks. So go to our website and check that out. And I think I'm going to go live right now with our friends at Texas Book Festival, and this should be James. Give him just a second, and our wonderful author, James Luna, all the way from California, should be popping up very soon. Yay! It worked. How exciting.
Very exciting. Thank you.
James, it's so nice to see you. And what a strange world we're living in, but how cool that technology can do this and bring us together.
Right? Yeah, I love it.
Well, how are you doing? I just wanted to start off by asking how your time is during this crazy experience and how you and yours are.
We're doing well, thank you. I hope you're doing well too. I'm a teacher. I teach 6th grade. So I've been learning all the distance learning things, checking in with my students when I can and how I can, and their families and things, and getting a little time to write and just getting used to the different world that we're in right now, and just trying to support family and friends and stay safe.
Yeah, well, thank you for all of your work you do as a teacher. I have a kindergartner and a 2-year-old, so we are participating in the distance learning, and I just always have been in awe of the teachers, but through this experience, it's just been even more eye-opening of having to teach our kids, but also the amazing work that teachers are doing during this time. So thank you for all of that and all that you're doing. Thank
you. No, I appreciate, I mean, I see other teachers and the work they do, and I'm just so amazed, like how they adapt and change and learn and stuff. It's beautiful. So. Yeah, well, that's great. Well, we're excited to hear the story. And again, I gave a little intro to it, but also wanted you to have a chance, if you want to share anything about yourself as an author or about the story itself before you get started. Just wanted to give you a few minutes to say anything you might want to about yourself or the story before diving right in. Well, thank you. I have 4 books. And all with Arte Publico Press out of Texas. So I love Texas, love going to see Texas and visit schools there. All the books are bilingual, which I love sharing books in both languages. And I like this book because it's a book that's about a kid's day. It's about what we do in a day. And what I really like about this book is that there is no main character. So when I read it, I hope the kids feel that they are the main character. They are the one doing this, and I'm celebrating what they do in a day. So. That's so great. Well, and again, I love the story. My 6-year-old and we read it last night, and it's also such a comforting book during this time when we are spending so much time in the places where we live in our neighborhoods. Right. And it gives such a great, just an idea of the things we should be looking at and looking out for, and the things that we really find special about where it is that we live right here in our own backyards. So, right. And that's why I wrote it, so the kids would know that, we can go and see beautiful places or dream of beautiful places, and that's good, but it's also we need to treasure the place where we live. So great. Well, whenever you're ready, you take it away. Okay, thank you very much. Aquí es mi libro, El lugar donde vives, y este cuento se trata de un día, de un niño y las cosas que hace, los lugares donde van. Pero me gusta el libro porque en este libro no hay un personaje principal, sino los niños. Ustedes son los personajes. ¿Okay? Voy a comenzar. This is the place where you live. Este es el lugar donde vives. And you can imagine where you live. It may not look like this, but that's okay. I love it. This is the kitchen, warm and sunny, with tortillas, hot chocolate, and everything yummy here in the place where you live. Esta es la cocina, cálida y soleada, con tortillas, chocolate caliente y rica comida, aquí en el lugar donde vives. And I hope you're having nice treats at home now. Maybe even making some. Learn how to make your own treats, right? This is the garden, alive and green, with chilies and squash that you planted in spring. here in the place where you live. Este es el huerto vivo y verde, con chiles y las calabazas que sembraste en primavera, aquí en el lugar donde vives. And I have a garden right now. My plants are not this big and beautiful. They're small, but I hope they're getting there. This is the sweet cornbread to trade with Grandma for tortillas instead, here in the place where you live. Este es el vecino que hornea pan de maíz para intercambiarlo por las tortillas de abuela, aquí en el lugar donde vives. And I'm going to share that this really used to happen because my mom made really, really good tortillas and cornbread, but our neighbor down the street, Mrs. Gatterson, made really great cornbread. So my mom would pack up tortillas and we'd go to Mrs. Gatterson's, and Mrs. Gatterson would put some cornbread in the plate and send it to my mom, and we traded like that. So that
I love that.
it was really good. It's like one of my favorite childhood memories of just like trading. This is the store just across the street with candies and gum and all kinds of treats, here in the place where you live. Esta es la tienda al otro lado de la calle, con paletas y chicles y todo tipo de luces, aquí en el lugar donde vives. And again, we did have a store across the street that we would go to, so yeah, it's always fun to have a neighborhood store. This is the school where you go where all your friends go to play at recess, to learn and grow, here in the place where you live. Esta es la escuela donde van tus amigos a jugar en recreo y aprender y crecer, aquí en el lugar donde vives. Y aunque no vamos a la escuela ahora, todavía tenemos nuestros amigos y tenemos que pensar en ellos y quizás escribirles cartas. I was saying that, even when we're not seeing our friends at school right now, we can still think about them, maybe write them a little note or draw them a picture, do something to have to share when you do see them again. Okay, this is my favorite page. This is the library, so very quiet, where you read about voyages, magic, and giants, here in the place where you live. Esta es la biblioteca tan tranquila, donde lees de viajes, magia y gigantes, aquí en el lugar donde vives. And that is me, was me, will what I do when I read. Yeah, guys, I just love reading a story because wherever I am, I go somewhere else, and that's what reading does for us. It takes us to a place we're not, and it takes us to an adventure we can have, and that's the beauty of the words that we put in a book and that we read. These are the trees that grow green and tall, with blossoms and shade and fruit for us all, here in the place where we live. Estos son los árboles que crecen verdes y altos, con flores y frutas y sombra para todos, aquí en el lugar donde vives. I hope you guys get a chance to go outside and sit in the shade. I don't know what the weather's like in Texas. It's getting sunny here in California.
Same. So, it's so nice outside.
Oh, how beautiful. Yeah. Go outside and get some sun. This is the field where you play with your team, and your parents cheer and your friends scream, here in the place where we live. Esa es la cancha donde juegas con tu equipo, y los papás celebran y los amigos gritan, aquí en el lugar donde vives. And this is the park for your family time, where you swing and slide and laugh and climb, here in the place where you live. Este es el parque para pasar tiempo con tu familia, donde te columpias y deslizas y ríes y brincas, aquí en el lugar donde vives. Another favorite page. These are the carts ringing happy bells with hot corn and snow cones that walking men sell, here in the place where you live. Estos son los carritos que suenan alegres campanas, con hombres que venden elotes calientes y raspas, aquí en el lugar donde vives. And when I was a kid, my dad and I would get snow cones after school. Even when I was in college, guys would come by and we'd get a snow cone. They were so delicious.
Lots of food memories.
Yeah, well, I think food's the best connector with memories.
Yeah.
These are the lawns with green grass and bright flowers, where you play and you laugh for hours and hours, here in the place where you live. Estos son el césped y las flores brillantes, donde juegas y ríes por horas y horas, aquí en el lugar donde vives. And just like I said before, get outside, play a little, look at some flowers, flowers together to bring indoors. That would be a nice idea. This is the porch here at your home, where you sit with your family when the day is done. This is the place where you live. Este es el porche, aquí en tu hogar, donde te sientes con tu familia al terminar el día. Este es el lugar donde vives. We're back home. And these are the arms of your mom and dad, hugging you after the long day you've had. They love you because you make them so glad. Here in the place where we live. Estos son los brazos de mamá y papá, abrazándote después de tu largo día. Te quieren porque los haces feliz, aquí en el lugar donde vives. That's the end of the day.
So great.
Thank you.
Oh, it's so wonderful. We'd love to know, I think there are a couple of comments and I'll get to those, but I did want to ask kind of what inspired you to become a writer, and what is really the inspiration behind the types of books that you've written?
Okay. Well, really, I like doodled and drawn pictures and done that kind of stuff since I was little, and I never really thought about being an author. And I've been teaching for years, and I would write stories with my students, and they would like the stories, and I would just go on. I never thought about author. Until I took a workshop with some teachers, and we had to write things, and people responded to what I wrote in a way I wasn't expecting. And it made me feel like, oh, okay, well, maybe this is something I can do. And so I explored it and took a few classes, and here it is. So.
So you illustrate as well? Is that right? The books?
I would love to illustrate, but what illustrators do, I think, okay, I'm not in that league yet. So maybe one day, but not yet. So.
Well, your illustrator is wonderful because the picture are so vibrant, and again, you can really put yourself in your own neighborhood, and it feels so realistic.
No, I love the warmth of these pictures. They have the warmth of the story, I think.
Yeah. Can you let us know a little bit about, if you were a kid, my son was wondering about this as well. If you're a kid that loves to read and write or draw pictures, or what you tell your students who love to do that and are interested in one day writing a book or love that experience, what advice would you give them?
I give them 2 pieces of advice. Well, maybe 3. One is to read. Read, and here's why. When we read, I tell them your mind is like a bank. And the more you read, the more you're putting words in that bank. And the more words you have in that bank, the more you're going to have to take out of the bank when you put paper in front of you. So to me, even now, I love learning new words because those words are going to be in my story one day. So read. 2, listen. Listen to the people around you. Listen to their stories. Listen to what they're saying. And then those can be part of what you write. And you'll hear things today that you won't remember for a while. And then, oh, yeah, I remember when my aunt said this or my grandma said that. So reading, listening, and then every day, try and write something. Write what you feel, write what you like, write what you see. Just look around you and write. So.
What great advice. And I love that there are moments from your childhood or that you remember that you were able to place inside the book, like the tortilla and cornbread story of what good advice for kids to remember on all those life experiences. It doesn't have to be something grand. It can just be your everyday that when you turn it into a story, it really makes something magical for other people to be able to read.
Well, thank you.
It's great. Let's see. Was this story, would you say, so there are pieces of it that are infused, but is it all based on your life or childhood, or is it based on kind of different circumstances that you've experienced or that you've seen others experience in their neighborhoods?
Well, that's the beauty of being a teacher. See, this is a mix of things I did as a kid and the things my kids tell me that they do.
Ah.
And I live pretty close to the school I work at, and I always have. And so I get to see their neighborhood. I get to drive through. My kids invite me to their baseball games or their soccer games or whatever. And I get to see still the things that they do and the life that they live. And I think that's really important to me because it keeps me connected to them as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
As a writer, it gives me more material because I'm looking and I'm listening and I have more things to write about. So this is really a combination of my growing up and then the growing up I see in the kids in my class.
That's so great.
Thanks.
Keeps pausing. I again never done this before, and it's like when you get a phone call, it's like the phone call pops in. It's like, what do you do? So apologies if anybody is being paused.
No, that's happening in our online classes as well.
So. Oh, okay, good. Where do you live currently, and what is your favorite part about where you live right now?
Okay, I live in Riverside, California, which is about 45 miles from LA east. And I really do brag about living here because where I live, I can drive for 30 minutes and be in the mountains and be around trees and fall colors or the snow and go play in the snow, and then come home and be safe and warm. Or I can drive to the beach and be at the beach and play in the water and come back home. I can drive when I see the desert sky and look at the stars. We can go out and look at the desert stars. It's kind of centrally located, so I get to see, and my kids get to see different types of places to live and different types of things to see. So I really enjoy that about it. And the weather's great. I can't complain about the weather.
Yes, I have family in California, so I know that it is wonderful. And we've actually been commenting about that here in Austin, that, this whole week we've been saying, wow, it's just like being in California. So we don't get it for very long. Our heat is about to come, but for right now, it's beautiful in Austin as well. And so, we just, I just thank you so much for sharing this with us. And again, had we normally been doing this, we would have hopefully been able to have you come to Austin and put you in a park somewhere and read this wonderful story. But it's been so great to do this virtually, and hopefully it seems like we've had some little ones that have been typing numbers on the phone. We've had some moms or dads apologize because there have been some very random messages, which is fun. But I just want to say thank you so much. And thank you for sharing your beautiful work. I guess last question, do you have any books in the works? Is there anything new that you're working on or anything that you're hoping to maybe do after all the great work you've done already?
Actually, I have a story that I submitted to my publisher, and I'm waiting to hear back with them. And it's kind of like a Little Red Hen story, but it's
yay!
Food. So it's a food story.
We love that book. It's so great.
And then I have a chapter book that I finished up, and it's a werewolf story, but it's a little boy, and it's not a wolf. So.
How great. Well, we'll have to keep our eyes out for those. That sounds wonderful. And I guess I would be remiss if I didn't ask one question, because it does sound like you're a foodie. So is there anything great that you've cooked during this time, as everybody seems to be doing?
Let's see. Well, I can tell you okay, I'll start with an honest defeat, okay? I've tried making brioche twice now and terrible. But no, I really enjoy making desserts. I made a berry pie for Easter I thought was pretty good. So, and I just really want to say that
awesome.
I've been to Austin a couple of times, and I took my son with me last time, and we just love Austin. So all my love to the people in Austin and to the kids who were sharing with me. So thank you, guys.
You're so welcome. Thank you for being here. And again, everybody, you can get James's book. I was going to ask if there's any place that you like to tell people to get it. I did. It's on Amazon, but I don't know. I would assume look at your local bookstore as well. Or again, I think you can get it right from the press, right? Pinata Press. Can you get it from them?
The Arte Publico Press. Yep, that's right.
So great.
And local bookstores, man. I love local bookstores.
Absolutely. Yes. I plugged earlier Book People, which is our big local bookstore here in Austin. They're doing where you can order online and you can go pick it up at the curb. So
yep.
So
excellent.
Great. Well, thank you, James, so much for joining us. Feel free to stay on. I'm going to say a few little things here at the end. Want to give some people some updates, or if you have to go, I understand. But I definitely want to make sure that you guys get the book if you can. And as James mentioned, he has other children's books as well that are just as visually stunning and fun to read with your little ones. So go out and get your very own copy, and hopefully we can have James back for another virtual story time soon. But I want to also mention our huge friends and thanks at Texas Book Festival. They have helped us do this wonderful event together, not only virtually, but again, we've done it for years now in the parks. And so we hope when things go back to normal that we can have our story time again under the trees in a beautiful park here in Austin. And Texas Book Festival as well is providing virtual programming for not only kids, but grown-ups as well. And so we ask everybody to follow Texas Book Festival if you're not already on social media, to stay up to date on all the wonderful things that they have going on right now. So again, if you need a little takeaway and you want to hear some wonderful authors reading as well, or just hear some really interesting things that they have going on, be sure to check out Texas Book Festival. And then you can also join Little Hummingbird Society, as I mentioned, which is our children's program at Austin Parks Foundation that brings this program to you and others, made just for children, and really educating people about being part of their community and about how to work in their parks and volunteer with making their parks better spaces in their own hometowns. I did want to say one thing that I forgot to say earlier, which we would love if anyone could. If little ones are on right now and they're hearing me, we would love for you to draw a picture of where you live and share it with us. So we'd love to see a picture that you have hand drawn, and you can share it on social media and tag Austin Parks Foundation and Texas Book Festival. And we'd love to repost some of your pictures, because we know that some of the neighborhoods and the spaces you live here in town are just as magical as what James shared with us. So please, exactly, your favorite park, all those spaces that you love. If there's a local candy store that you live across from, or if there's a park that you love, or there's a place that you like to go and visit, or a neighbor you love to see, please share that with us. So again, share your image and tag Austin Parks Foundation and Texas Book Festival on social media. And let's see, last thing, I just want to extend a very, very special thanks to the amazing partners that make this work and other work that Austin Parks Foundation does possible. ACL Music Festival, C3 Presents, the amazing team at Wheatsville Co-op, our local co-op grocery store, AMD, Austin Subaru, Sirius Logic, the Siete Family Foods, Zilker Brewing, and our partners at Industry Print Shop. They make work like this story time and so many others possible. And don't forget to send us a drawing of the place where you live so we can share it on our stories. But to everybody who joined, thank you so much. James, you're amazing. We love your work. And again, we hope we can do this sometime soon, but continue staying safe and healthy, and best to you and yours.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you soon.